So when you saw that image of that thumbnail, you could have saw it right off the bat, but didn't understand it, right? Or you saw the image and you had to look twice and like, what? And then before you look twice, you read the thumbnail, you glimpse at the image, and then you look at the thumbnail and you're like, wait a minute. Is this it? Because the image is an illusion, right? If you don't look really good. And then to reinforce that illusion, it's words that you got to read. So once you read it, you put it in your head. So if you really didn't glimpse at the image, the reinforcement of that thumbnail is putting reinforcement in your head to say cheeks. Now, what's cheeks? Most people, if they see an image that's not looking so right, and they're looking X-rated or something perverted, and you have the words cheeks, you could connect the two, and it'll reinforce what you think you're seeing. You see what I'm saying? But now you look at it twice and be like, oh, wait. The man is scratching he has his hand on his knee, right? Not in between the woman's legs, right? Grandpa had his hand on his knee, not in between grandmama legs, right? So now you're looking at and he's like, cheeks. What cheeks? And this is the cheeks I'm talking about. Now, I've been on this world for 52 years, and you live and you learn, right? And one thing I learned is don't take anybody's word. Go by their actions. And I noticed when I was younger, I go by people's words. But after a while, getting burned and realizing and going through actions of when somebody say this, but their actions totally different, you start to learn, right, that this ain't personal. This is more of a self-defense mechanism after listening to people say, I'm going to do this. This is what I am. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. And at the end of the day, all actions show a zero, right? So this is what we go through with life. We go through this with strangers. We go through this with friends, and we go through this with family. And honestly, I'm going to tell you something. What I do know now, but I always known, right? But see, strangers takes a while to get to know you. So they get to figure you out. And if these friends are manipulators, they have to take time to figure you out. So they have to give you the plastic smile. If these are the friends that's not in your best interest, they need to figure you out, right? So sometimes people will smile in your face, but behind they want to stab you in your back. And we have friends like that in life, and we have good friends, right? And sometimes we'll see who's good and who's bad by their actions, not by their words, right? Right? And sometimes actions and words, you could get manipulated anyway, right? Right? But we always want to see what action's about than just somebody telling you what you want to hear. Okay? So we deal with this with strangers and friends and family. And to tell you the truth, family is something else because family know you really good. They know what buttons to press, right? But like I said, strangers, they don't. And it takes time. And I notice things with family members, right? I notice that and please tell me if you agree with me. Sometimes you have family members that don't want anything to do with family. They feel uncomfortable around family. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather treat a stranger different. And sometimes that's a self-defense mechanism. Now, it depends on the person in the family. Everything is detailed and everybody, family is different, okay? But if you have people in the family that's manipulative and stuff like that, you really don't know until they open their mouth and they say what they're saying, right? But sometimes it's much easier for them to manipulate you in a family household because love and emotions. That's what it is. Love and emotions, and we are blood. A couple of things, right? But with strangers, it takes time, right? So sometimes these people that's close to family that don't want to be close, they show in their actions and trying to stay least apart away from you, okay? And don't want to have no interaction. Now, I'm coming into this thing about grandparents because, I'm 52 years old and I'm not a grandparent as yet, but it made me start to think about how it could affect me if I listen to somebody and I don't have the truth. See, I don't want to live another person's lie. You understand? I don't want to live another person's lie. I am 52. 50 becomes 60. 60 becomes 70. I'm in my nice prime time, right? And that little prime time I have that I'm doing good and I got everything together, I don't waste any time on anything that don't belong to me. Now, it might come off that you don't trust me, you don't love me, you don't understand me. Fine. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm 50. I'm giving you an example. If I'm 50 and my son is 20 or 30 and is about to have a kid, I'm just giving you an example, right? And, hey, congratulations. And I feel good because I'm going to have a grandson or a granddaughter, right? To me, I like grandsons, man. You know what I'm saying? But if I have a granddaughter, it is what it is. If that was to happen, right? But I always look for the son first, right? So I'm just saying, I'm going to have some happiness in this, but I'm still going to be thinking because I've been through life and I'm not going to take the word of anybody else. So let me give you an example. If my son is about to have a grandson or a granddaughter, right? I'm not taking the word of that baby mother that he's taking the word of. No. And it might look disrespectful. And at the end of the day, I don't care. Because I did my part. As a father, if I had you, when you was born, when you came out your mammy's vagina, I have you, not just, most times it's just financially, the man is not there. No. If I'm in your life, I'm in your life financially, emotionally, and all the above. That's one. Okay? So I'm just using this as an example. That's how I would get down. Okay? But the problem is that sometimes I notice, and I'm just going to say this so you can understand where I'm coming from. Sons will rise up against fathers. Daughters will rise up against mothers. We see this all the time in life. Like, if a king has a son, sometimes if that son is not that loving or he does love you, he'll watch you die to the last breath, or he will conspire to kill you so he have what you have and rule over, right? That's how it is. This is nature. This is real life. So you don't know what kind of son you have, right? Until that day. Because if you are a man of value, if you're a father of value, you have all this extra shit, all this value, all this property, all this and that, and you got riches. It makes you think, is the son that I just have want me to die so he can have everything? Or do he love me to the day I breathe? But see me, I don't think about any of that. You know why? Because I'm not depending on no one to take care of me. No one to take care of me. So we don't know until somebody open their mouth and say some foul shit, right? And you can also know by their actions if they're tight with the family or they're just ready to move and bounce and do their own thing, right? So my thing is that I might look off disrespectful because I don't trust your wife or your baby mama. See, I'm just making things up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out shit. Your wife or your baby mama. And I'm not living a lie. You can live a lie. So let's do the negative before I do I want to do the negative because at the end of the day, all grandparents want the positive. We all want the positive. We don't even want to think the negative, right? But I can't take anybody's word because after this time is more valuable than money to me. My time is more valuable. My love, my emotions is more valuable than living a lie. So let me give you an example of what I would do. If that grandchild is presented to me in my life, depending on the parents, because some parents, they don't want nothing to do with their mother and their grandparents. They don't want nothing to do with them. They'll take the kid and if they have the chance, they'll fucking leave, right? and all this. So I don't know, and I don't care right now. But if I'm a grandparent and I'm about to have a grandson or granddaughter, beautiful, because kids bring life. And as an old person, we need that. You know what I'm saying? We need life. We need to feel like we here and we want to do something for our blood. So what I would do is this. First time I get my grandson or my granddaughter, I'll look at that grandson and that granddaughter, and I'll expect thoroughly, right? But as time goes on, I'm going to have to make a judgment. And this judgment might hurt people. But at the end of the day, it's either I'm a messenger or I'm not a messenger. I can still get this done without being a messenger. I'm going to swab that cheek. I'm going to swab that cheek. And when I swab it, if it comes out negative and it says, no DNA of yours is within this child, I'm going to take another DNA test. And I'm going to take it from somewhere else. And if it still comes out negative, I'm still going to take another DNA test. You see what I'm saying? From another source. And if it's negative again, I'm going to take another DNA test. And I'm going to take another mother effing DNA test. That's because I will feel hurt that this is presented to me and it's not my blood. See, the thing about the wildlife, right? You know how it is in the wildlife. The lion will kill those cubs because you know why? He wants to mate with those lionesses. He wants that pride so he'll kill the cubs off of another father because he wants the pride, right? And he wants to start a new bloodline, right? And it's so funny because let me show you a clip of this lion, right? Let me show you a clip of this lion.
A young, inexperienced lion cub wandered into a rival pride's territory. His presence didn't go unnoticed. Several lions and lionesses immediately charged to defend their land. The cub fought back desperately, but his chances of survival were slim. As he struggled, an adult male lion rushed toward him, ready to strike. But just as he launched himself at the intruder, he hesitated, abruptly pulling back. The scent of the young cub was familiar to him. Likely, the older lion had two families, and the cub was his son. With this realization, he stopped the fight, saving the young lion from certain death. A brief, tense silence followed, each lion filled with a touch of confusion, uncertain of what to do next.
Yo, that's the fastest DNA test I ever seen, yo. And that was through all that ruckus and chaos. You know what I'm saying? The young lion bit the father and said, man, control your bitches, yo. What the fuck? But that is the fastest DNA test. And once he knew that was his blood, he put the signal out to his bitches and like, listen, yo, back off. And they listen real quick. Real quick. So, I mean, I wish it was that easy where I could sniff the baby and I know that's my blood and that's and that's like that. You know, animals, they're very special. They can smell cancer, they can smell cocaine, they can smell residue. You know, they smell a lot of stuff and their hearing, their senses are more heightened and shit like that. But it was just so funny when I saw that video. I was like, damn, I wish I could, you know, but we don't have that talent. You know what I'm saying? And I know a thing about when you're in love. Love is blind. And when you're in love, we all been there. I've been in love, you've been in love, everybody been in love, and been in love with the wrong person. And if you're lucky, you'll be in love with the right person. Or whatever. The love, whatever. But love is blind, and when you try to tell somebody that you need to do this to make sure that that's yours, I ain't gonna do that. No, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do as a grandparent, I'm going to swab that cheek and we're doing the negative first. If the results come back 5 times negative, well, I like being a messenger to people that fuck with me, right? But the ones I love, I'm not going to be a messenger. All I'm going to do is show action. And my action is like, if I hear, yo, can you watch so-and-so for me? I got to go do this and got to go do that. My actions is like, no, I can't. And if you ask me why, I'll say, why is it let a long tail? Or I won't even tell you why. Because love is blind. And see, you know, when you give the message out, most of the time they hate the messenger. You heard her saying, kill the messenger. But I'd rather not say anything. All I can say is seek and you shall find. That's it. That's the message I'm going to give to my son. If that is not my son, my grandson, that means that's not your son or that's not your daughter. But at the end of the day, seek and you shall find. That's it. And you'll see the actions between me and your mother not participating as being a grandparent. And that's easy work. See, like I said, at this age, I do not want to waste time with another person's lie. When you're in love, you could live the lie. But I ain't in love with who you in love with. So it might sound wicked, but bro, I know from experience. And I also know from other people's experience that when you tell somebody something, they get mad at you and they get offended. And you know, I notice this as you get older. Sometimes you notice that family members, just like Cain and Abel, he was mad, he was jealous, he was envy, that his gifts to God was better than his, and in the moment he got mad and he striked his brother. He strike his brother. Am I my brother's keeper? Right? That's what I don't know where he at, where he's at, right? So at the end of the day, I know that family can hurt you faster than a stranger. Family can hurt you more faster than a stranger. And that's why some family, they try to stay away from other family, because sometimes it could be their own insecurities. Like if one family is doing better or they're doing it good, the brother, the sister, the son or the daughter could be mad at the parents because their life is not the way your parents' life are. It is. It could be, and it could be shown in action, and it could also be shown in conversation and arguments, right? And for me, I give people 2 chances. That's it. But when you fucking with me with your actions or your words, yeah, I'll give you a second chance, but it's on my terms. Listen, sorry don't pass curry over here. You could be sorry all you want. I know one thing, keeping hatred and all these negative feelings can make you sick. It can make you sick internally, right? And it stresses you out, and it keeps you all on eggshells when you're around family and shit like that. So I don't feel that way. If something is hit me a certain way, I'm mad, I get angry. Sometimes I strike out very fast, right? Physically, right? Something I learned as I got older, and sometimes certain people know what buttons to push. And you get this way where you won't get this way with somebody else. But they know what buttons to push. And they're going to keep pushing you. And when they keep pushing you, there's a reaction and there's an action. And then after you're like, wow, I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? Or wow, I didn't really mean to say that. But saying it, something in the back of your mind made you react to say certain things like that, right? Even if you are angry or you calm and you say it, right? So now I'm at this time of this age, I'm not worried about what people say. I'm just doing my action. My action is swabbing. And if it's not mine, I move on. That's it. I move on. And you have to think why my parents don't want nothing to do with this grandson or granddaughter. And you got to figure it out. But the only things I can tell you as a father, seek and you shall find. That's it. I don't need to explain why I'm not doing this. And if you know me, if you know I'm loving and you know I'm caring, and you know it's not just money, it's time and quality time and all this stuff, and you see something that's not right, it's either you figure out my actions or you still be blinded by love and don't seek and find the reasons why your grandparents is acting this way and don't want any part of your kid, which is not your kid. Right? So I learned that being a messenger, they always want to kill the messenger. They always going to have some jealous or some enviness that you came or you feel like, because some people, when you give them a message, they feel like you got one up on them for some fucking reason. And you could be doing it in a caring way, but they would just be, oh, this thing got one up on me. He just showed me my bullshit that I didn't see. You know, this is a perception that people have. So sometimes you just gotta let it be, and then let them seek and find. But see, that's your love. That's somebody that you participated in, they're having a kid with, right? And I always say, this is what I say: if you're happy, I'm happy. If you're not happy, stay the fuck away from me. That's basically it. Because I don't need nobody around me that's fucking unhappy if somebody else is making you unhappy. Stay the fuck out of my way, man. Because right now, all I'm caring about is being happy, and that's it. I ain't got no time for you moping and soaping and all this fuckery because somebody that you can't get along with, you about to have a kid with, and you fucking arguing and shit. Now, I'm not with all that shit, and don't bring it over here. I don't want to hear no drama, nothing. I'm at my nice time at 50. I got my health, it's my wealth. I still got my looks. My penis stays hard all the time. I got good sexual, mental feelings. I have plans when I get off the plantation from my 9 to 5. I have plans. If God let me go through my plans and I don't die tomorrow, I will keep these plans in my brain to the day, tomorrow, and the next day, and I'll do the actions so I can have these plans that I prepared to have. But if God wants to take my life tomorrow, it is what it is. But I'm still focused, man. I am still focused. All right? So I don't want nobody to make me unfocused and feel anybody emotional retardation. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. So now, since we got rid of the negative part, the positive part is more interesting to me. But it's a short because it's very easy. Once I know that baby got DNA from me, oh man, I'm all in it. I'm all in it. Emotionally, financially, and my time. Most important, besides everything else, is my time. I'm there for you. See how easy? See, the easy part is fucking easy, man. It's so fucking easy. Less words. Less words. See how easy that was? So, and the video. See how quick that was? Had no problems with if that grandchild is mine. See how easy that was? Listen. But, hey, there ain't no buts. See how easy that is? I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. I mix the lies with the truth and the truth with the lies. But at the end of the day, in reality, you love lies and you hate the truth in reality. I'm out.